for that lovely introduction and for telling everyone the agenda for today's meeting. Yes, definitely. We have come to an understanding that we see that there's a lot of confusion as to how you can speak more clearly. That's like one question that has been repetitively asked. And today I have come here with an absolute blend of grammar, psychology, understanding English language, all right, understanding the purpose of grammar. Because truthfully saying, we've been saying this in MMDC for quite some time that it's not only grammar which is very important. It is the whole and soul, the entire club that of all these little things, the mindset, the psychology, the understanding of the language, which makes a language complete, and which is something that you understand better. All right, so we see that happening a lot, and today I'm just going to break it down for everyone. All right, understanding one very important factor over here. We all here are adults. We all here are not kids. We do not need to learn grammar like babies, but we need to understand and put the logic behind it. All right, we need to understand what English as a language is. So that's going to be what I'm going to talk about in all my sessions. I would like to explain grammar, which is not done previously, maybe how other coaches or teachers may have not explained it. I want to explain it with concept, I want to explain it with logic, I want to explain it with the fact that how we adults can use it, understand it, and apply it. All right. So, this is going to be what I am going to be talking in all these sessions that I will be conducting when it comes to my grammar classes. Because, like I said, we all are adults. We need to understand with logic and understanding, and the concepts need to be clear. So, this is what we will be talking about today. How do we think more clearly in English? All right, and on the process, on this journey, I will be whenever we have these grammar classes, I will be picking up topics and explaining it to you in complete depth of logic. All right, so this is what it is going to be different, how you're going to use it. All right, for me what will be important is how do you place a word in a given sentence so that it makes more sense. How is it that the importance and the emphasis is put of little things. Okay, there's a structure to English. All right, we all know that, and I will just mention it. There's a structure to English. All right, the first thing that we learn in English is morphemes. Now, people will ask me what that is. This is just those little, tiny words that you see, like we say happy, unhappy, unhappy. Okay, we say climb, we say climbed, ed. That little things, how we say she said this, she is very polite, and when we say she said it politely. Okay, that ly, that emphasis of ly, when we understand these little words which come here. Okay, and why they are placed over there, how do they create a meaning, how do they create a difference. All right, now obviously when this has been explained to us in school, we have been explained as comparative has plurals and singulars, how to put an s. We are explained in adverbs how to put ly in every word that makes an adverb, like beautiful, beautifully, polite, politely. All of that we've understood it through this. But how does it create an impact in a sentence? That's the very beginning of it. So we call this morphemes in English. Then the next thing comes in is words. All right, what are words? We all know words. We need words to speak in English, right? Now, obviously, that word that you're using in a sentence needs to be placed correctly so that you have meaning in that sentence, right? We all understand that. So the understanding of words, how do they be placed in a sentence that they become phrases? We all speak in English and we all speak in phrases, right? Get up, let's go. All right. What are you doing? Study now. Phrases, short sentences, but they have a meaning to it, complete meaning. Okay. Go eat. Go eat. Phrase hai. ठीक है, but it has a complete meaning to it also, as in you understand कि क्या बोल रहे हैं हम लोग, right? Then there are clauses. They are complete sentence where there is an absolute understanding of who said it, why they said it, and what was the reason behind it, or rather why, what was the idea behind it. So this is the structure of English. Okay, structure of English. Now we need to understand how do we place them correctly. So we all know that we all study English words. Today we are going to arrange them clearly. In this class today, I will want you all to just hang on to me. Okay, listen to what I have to say because I want to go very quick. I have a time constraint to this meeting. All right. So I will be finishing it into in that time. However, when I go very fast on these on this PPT, which is going to be on my screen, which you all will be looking at, the next part I will be doing is a short activity. Okay, so activities are good, they are interesting, and they keep us hooked. So I just want you all to hang on, listen to me as I go a little fast. If anyone thinks that I'm going a little too fast, stop me there. I would love that coming in. Yes, are we ready for that? Can we start today?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and you, as Hina ma'am is saying, please drop your doubts in the chat box and we will address them instantly. All right, that's what we are going to do. Now, again, as I said, I explained the structure of English to you, written English basically. And then what we are going to talk about is how do you organize words which you already know into confident, clear sentences. Yeah. Now, why most adults struggle with English? Again, as I was talking about, the challenge isn't the vocabulary. We all know little vocabulary so that we can arrange it into words. But what we need to understand is how do we arrange it in such a way that it becomes crystal clear to everyone who is understanding or who is listening to us. Isn't that the first part of speaking in English? Right? You want to be clear, you want to be understood. All right. So that's going to be the first part. You think clearly in your mind. However, your ideas are going to be logical and complete. But when you speak or write in English, your thoughts become a little jumbled up. Why does that happen? All right. Because we are thinking about a lot of things, but we are not thinking about how to arrange that sentence in a clear format. Okay. How do you do that? Now, a sentence, what is it? Okay, there's always a start to a sentence, there's a middle to a sentence, and there's an end to a sentence. In order for a person to understand what you're saying, you need to have a starting, a between, and an end. Now, English is not about fancy words. It's not about very fancy vocabulary until and unless you don't have clarity. What's the point of putting using fancy words but not being clear in your sentence? There's no point, right? Now, every word in English, that's the thing. Every word in English has very definite meanings. Every word. Okay, people, I have normally said it to a lot of my students, okay, when I was teaching kids, that ये इंग्लिश है, ठीक है, इंग्लिश में जो होता है वो होता है, ठीक है, लेकिन अब now this is rules, you have to understand it. But truthfully saying, I, as a teacher, I know this, and I can tell you all today that English is very logical to its understanding. Okay, there are some rules which are placed in a very logical manner. So now, as adults, it is our job when we step into a working field that we need to be logical, we need to be practical. All right. And we need to understand all of that through our understanding. When we do that, we excel. All right. We do better in our jobs. So, this is also what this language requires. It requires your logic and understanding. And how is it that you be more clear in a sentence? It's simple. It's about understanding exactly what you want to say. Okay. When that option is very clear to you, you will know. Now, what is the three questions that you need to ask in a sentence that makes your sentence very clear? All right. It is who, it is what, and then the entire meaning of that sentence. Now, you will ask me, ma'am, what do you mean about that? Okay. The child was playing. When I said that, okay, the child was playing, it gave you the entire concept of what was happening in that sentence. आगे पीछे नहीं पता, लेकिन ये पता है कि हो क्या रहा है. One sentence, one clause which has a full meaning to it, right? It has a starting, who and what. Maybe the child is who, or maybe I can change it and say the dog is barking. The dog is barking. Now we understand what is it, what is he doing, okay, and is the action complete? Yes, the action is complete. I understood in my one sentence that what I was trying to say. Is that the efficiency that I want when I'm speaking in English? Yes, that is the efficiency I want. When I am talking, I want my sentences to be clear, to be absolutely clear to understand. Now, there are very common mistakes like people do. Okay. They write, but they are not clear. As in, she's working, she working. Okay. Now, she working is not complete, because until unless you don't add the fact that she is working, you will not tell me in English whether she's doing it now, she was doing it before, or she was doing it at a later, or she will do in a later period. The logic behind it. All right. That is why these little words like is, are, was, were, have, had comes in place. If you miss that single word, you miss the entire concept of the sentence. It is very important to understand auxiliary and helping verbs. This is what you call it. Okay. And this is what I was telling one of my students also recently, that there is a lot of emphasis and importance on these little words in English. Okay. Because they tell you the exact meaning, the exact logic in the sentence. Now, let's say the other incomplete sentence, working in office. Working in office, okay. Working in office kahan? Aage, piche, upar, niche. Which office? Who's working? Is it a she? It is a he? It is a who? Right? If I don't have that, is my sentence complete? No, it's not complete. All right. So there are some examples like she is working in the office. In the office. Now, again, why are we using is? Why are we using the? Why are we using this emphasis? All right. We are using who because we are trying to say that it's a woman, she. Okay. We are using does what she's working. Okay. Where in the office. Now, see, we understand over here that every word in the, what does in the mean over here? In the is that article that we use in English which shows something specific, something which is there, which I'm talking about. That is why we use articles. That's why we use a. That's why we use and. That's why we use the. Okay. And when we are pronouncing it, if I'm saying office, office starts with a o, which is a vowel. Okay. That is why I pronounce the as the. And if I have to use the for a non-vowel word, let's say party, I'm going to the party, the party. All right. Now this little pronunciation, why does that happen? All right. Because obviously because of the verb, it sounds better. There is a little logic behind it if you put your mind towards it. All right. So, and there is specification in this sentence. She is at the moment, is working in the office. Now is over here is also showing me tenses. is also showing me that specific office. All right. Apparently, what are we talking about? Tenses? Yes, we are talking about tenses. But aren't we also talking about logic? Absolutely, we are talking about logic. We need to know when. We need to know where, right? So when we know all this, our sentence becomes complete. I feel pressure at work. I feel pressure. I feel. I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about what I feel. And I'm talking about that thing that is making me uncomfortable where at a specific place. Did I mention everything? Was my sentence very complete to understand? Yes. Why? Because I was answering all the questions as to who I'm talking about, does what, and okay, what is happening over here? There's pressure. Where? At work. So, what did we understand in this? That we were able to provide a complete information about what we were saying, but it was very logical also. Okay.
Okay.
So, now tell me, anyone over here understands what I'm saying? Mr. Ragumaya, do you think that this makes sense?
Raghu sir,
Yes.
you are on mute.
Yes, Ragumaya. I also had Naveen over here. I will be asking you the same question. Does it make sense, Naveen?
Yes, ma'am, that is very correct. And I think you got the right root cause. People know the vocabulary, but they struggle in forming sentences. And I think in this session, we are addressing the right problem from the right stage.
Correct. Thank you so much. Mr. Ragumaya
Yes, madam,
is
it is
saying
very
something. Yes.
useful actually. So the purpose and framing of sentences, what are the ingredients to be required to frame a sentence to give the clarity in meaning? Yes, it is useful, madam.
Right? Yes, Neha, you're on video.
Yes, ma'am. What you are teaching right now is definitely is very important for us right now because this is the main purpose we don't understand when we are able to speak.
Correct. So we see over here that all my learners understand over here what I'm talking about. All right. And it is very clear that we need purpose when we are talking. We need logic when we are talking. We need to be practical when we are talking. Okay. And these are rules of life. They are just not rules of English. They're just not rules of grammar. They are absolutely needed everywhere. Now, let's go to the next purpose. Now, we see in English, what we'll be learning in the upcoming classes will be parts of speech. There'll be nouns, there'll be pronouns, there'll be adjectives, verbs, articles, preposition. But truthfully saying, I know I'm addressing them as I go. Okay, I'm going to be picking up everything I am telling you exactly. So it's really nice. I see Ragumaya and some people who are writing down notes, because obviously it's going to be very helpful, and it makes a lot of sense because there's a lot of information coming for everyone. Yeah. Now, why we speak, the purpose of sentences. Okay, we need to understand that whenever we are talking, we are always expressing. We are expressing information. We are expressing or rather asking questions. We are requesting people to do things, and we are also expressing emotions. All right. This is what we normally do when we are talking. When we are informing people, it is very important that we share facts, news very directly, very clearly. All right. When we are requesting people, we need courtesy while we are speaking, because that courtesy in your language really makes a difference. The pleases and the thank yous, and I appreciate this, and all these kind of words that we use in English language add depth to your language. So when you are being courteous towards your fellow colleague, when you're being courteous towards uh, your friend, it adds respect to it. It adds, it's practical, it makes sense, it makes the other person feel better. So whenever you're requesting the pleases and The kind words basically that you use are very important. Again, when you're asking questions in English, we always ask questions with WH questions. We know that: what, why, how, when, which. All right, all these kind of questions that we ask people, all right, add the purpose of exaction. I mean, exactly what we need to know. Where are you going? If I just say are going, will you understand? No. Where are you going? When are you going? These words which we've been listening to a number of times, but the exact place when to use it. Which place are you going? All right. When will you be coming back? How are you going? All right. All these kind of WH questions that we use in English, which are very important. We also use, didn't you know that you are going to this place and you get this over here? Did you know? All right. The question when you're asking a question and you are expecting an answer back. Did you know? Uh, will you don't you talk when you don't you feel anxious when there is a crowd around you? Don't you? All right, again a question, but asked in different ways. Okay. Did you do your homework? Did you complete the activity I asked you to? I'm asking, right? My purpose is getting an answer. All right. So obviously, asking questions, requesting conversations, it just helps us to learn better. Yes, I have a hand coming up. Anyone wants to ask someone something?
Yes, yes, ma'am, it's me.
Yes, please.
I want to ask that when we're using what, why, when, where, which, in
Hmm.
this word we should always use are
Hmm.
for to asking in anything.
Hmm.
Oh, that's the question I ask.
Okay. So you are asking why do we use are?
Yeah.
But truthfully saying, I can also ask what is she doing? I did not use are in every question. It depends on who I'm asking the question. Okay.
Okay.
If there is one person, we need to understand that is basically used for a single person and are is used for many people. What are they doing? What is she doing? That single person. Okay. So even this is and are have a logic behind it. And that is why you place it in that sentence. Neha, what are you doing? I will not say what is you doing because I am the person who's asking the question to you. I see there are two people involved over here.
Hmm.
Okay. Also, the fact that I can't now, if I have to say what is she doing, I'm trying to say that I'm asking in this present moment. What is she doing at the moment? Again, there's a logic to it. All right. So there are two things that we address over here in English: the logic, all right, and obviously the practicality of the sentence. Are we addressing it to one or are we addressing it to many? Okay. Is Neha listening to me right now? Okay. Now I'm talking about you, only you. Is she listening? So I was talking about one person over here. Okay. Now, because we are addressing what are we doing? What are we doing? All right. So, what are we doing? We are conducting or we are learning English grammar, but through a different way. Yeah. I hope that answers your question, Neha. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. So, statement sentences are most common type you'll use. They are similar to tell the listener or reader something. In professional English, perhaps 70% of what you say will be statements. Okay. 70% of your English speaking sentences will be statement. Now, what is these statements? It's this what we've been learning from school for a very long time. Again, subject, verb, object. कितनी बार ये सुना है हमने? We've been studying this for a very long time. Okay. Again, like I said, every statement or every structure to a sentence is asking us questions. Subject who, okay, verb what, and then where. also, or depending upon the sentence. Like, for example, I work in a private company. I is the subject, okay, work is the verb, and then we are talking about private company. Private, which is showing me exactly what, if I want to tell people कि क्या है, ठीक है, private है कि government है. Okay, it is adding to the fact that it is a private company, which is basically used over here like an adverb. Okay, and then company being the place that I work. Okay, so now in this one sentence we get to know all of that. Correct? Okay, I work in a private company. She handles multiple tasks efficiently. Okay, she, the person who is the subject, okay, handles is the verb, she's handling things. Now I'm saying tasks is my object, but I'm trying to say two things over here. I'm saying multiple because she's, I want to say many, and then I also want to add an adverb over here saying efficiently. Very well, right? So we see she handles multiple tasks efficiently. All right. We attend meetings daily. We, the subject, we attend meetings daily. Okay, again, I have the full thing in this one sentence. I'm talking about us, I'm talking about a proper thing that we are doing, we are attending. Okay, and where, what are we attending? We are attending meetings, and when? Every day. Okay, and Hina is saying, I hope everybody is making notes. Yes. Okay, because we want to say that every sentence that you make has to have a complete meaning to it. It has to have a starting point, it has to have a middle, and it has to have an ending point. That is what makes your sentence complete. Okay, when we start thinking in this structure, we organize our thoughts in a much better way, and that is why I chose this to be my first English grammar subject. That later, everything, when I said it in the last meeting also, everything else later are fill in the blanks. Once you understand the logic behind it, everything else, your tenses, your prepositions, your connections, your interjections, your articles, everything's are your fill in the blanks, because your main heading has to be complete. It needs to be understood. Now, live speaking statements, we all know this. We need to speak slowly. We need to speak with logic, deliberately. Okay, address one idea at a time. No fear of corrections. Don't be bothered about the fact that you're making mistakes, because if your logic in your mind is clear, everything will fall in place. And then we see the importance of pauses. I don't know how many people keep reading my sentence, my statuses, but I keep adding these things to them also. A normal comma can create such a big difference. A pause in your sentence can create such a big difference. People perceive you in a different manner. The way you say things makes an impact. It makes people understand a lot of things. Okay, your words have power, and that is why communication becomes the key. Okay, it is the goal of this exercise is to remove hesitation, not achieving perfection, but understand that this builds your confidence. Okay, this understanding of logic absolutely builds our logic. Now, I've already spoken about the WH questions. Okay. Do you work from home? Yes, no. Are you comfortable speaking English? Can you attend the meeting? Again, these kind of questions. If your question has a complete meaning, you will get a better answer. Your WH questions: why are you learning English? When does the project deadline arrive? All these things, when my question is complete, I will receive a definite and a clear answer also. Okay, so understanding the logic behind these things, I'm just going to go very fast with this. Okay, ask interactive. Now we are going to do this. I'm just going to run through these things very quickly. Commands and requests, polite requests. As I said, that when you are asking about something and you are doing it in a very proper manner, as in you're using courtesy words. It just makes your sentence better. Encouraging commands, don't hesitate to ask questions when we say that. Okay, I'm trying to give you a command, but in a most polite way also, because it is encouraging. Okay, feel free to contact me. Again, it is a full complete sentence, but this is a statement. All right, take your time with this task. Okay, take your time with what with this task. Every sentence over here we see that has a definite meaning. Then there are different types of sentences, like there are questions, I said, there are exclamatory sentences, there are requests, there are all of these. What a busy day. We use this in English language a lot. What a relief. Okay, how wonderful. All these sentences are feelings that we feel and we express. What an achievement. Okay, again, all these things are I'm just going to run through this, because like I said, that I really want to get down to my activity, because this will make things very clear to everyone. Now, what is a clause? A clause is a small sentence inside a bigger sentence. I've spoken about this. When we are speaking in complex sentences, we always have a small sentence and then we have a big sentence. Okay. I like ice cream. I like ice cream because it makes me feel better. Because it makes me feel better. Yeah. Just a moment, please.
So till then, if you have any doubt, you can just drop your question in the chat box and you can just raise your hand. Atma will be here in a moment.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for just giving me a moment. Okay. So, like I said, that every clause, okay, has a full definite meaning. And when we use it in complex sentence, it gives you added information. Okay. So, a sentence and statement needs to be complete. Okay. Clauses need to be complete. Okay. We are going to just follow this. I work. Over here, a simple sentence. I work. I work. Okay. Then again, she feels tired. The meeting ended. Now, what are these? These are simple sentences. What do I mean by building up? Building up means clauses. Like, I work where? I work in a private organization. Okay, I was building it up. Uh, when the meeting ended, I was very tired. I'm building up a sentence, adding more information to a sentence, but it is complete. Okay. She walks every day to college. Okay. Full complete sentence. Because it is very close to her house. Because it is. It, again, I'm talking about the subject, is very close to her house. So we see that when we are building up sentences, also, every sentence has to have a clear meaning. Like, I hope, Neha, you don't mind, but it just came to my mind to tell you this. Every day, I normally ask Neha to write. She's been writing a lot of stories, and she said this in the previous meeting also. Okay, and this is what we are actually focusing on. When we are focusing on stories, or I'm asking her to write stories, the idea is that whenever she writes a sentence, it is complete. When she adds up to that some sentence, that is also complete. So every sentence on its whole has one definite meaning, irrespective whether it is a part of a story or not a part of a story. Right? And that is something that we all need to understand and practice on. All right, Neha. So this is one thing that I thought, it just came to my mind and I wanted to address. Okay, so this is how making stories or writing or maybe thinking in this structure really helps us. Okay, we always ask people, how do I speak more clearly? You will speak more clearly when your thoughts are arranged. How will your thoughts be arranged? When you're asking the right questions at the right time, right? Okay, now see over here, there are some sentences which actually are complete. I feel confident because I practice regularly. Complete hai, pura hai, says everything. Yeah. I feel nervous because I overthink my mistakes. Making mistakes is okay, but overthinking them, that's what makes you nervous. Yeah. Complete. I feel motivated because I see progress. So we over here understand, and we saw that there are always and always meaning behind things, and when you are putting that meaning right, your sentence becomes better. Now, how do we use these equal ideas to join your thinking? Okay, when we are using, this is used in conjunctions: and, but, so, because, however. Okay, add, and add similar ideas together. When do you use and? There's a logic behind it. When you have one similar thing to the other, there is a balance, you use and. When do you use but? Okay, I want to go to the party, but I am tired. I want to wear the red dress, but it is too jazzy. Yeah, when you want to show opposition, you use but. All right, agar if you don't have an opposition, if you don't have a contrast, there's no point of using but. Okay, so that is how these grammar words, basically these conjunctions, come into picture. Okay, so how do you use so to show result or consequences? Okay, what do you mean by that? ठीक है, I went to the party so that I could meet my friends. I am attending this meeting so that I become better in English. Result hai, consequence hai. That's why there is so. Okay. Okay. I I practice every day and I speak on a regular basis. Equal ideas and. Okay. So the concept again comes into picture that whenever we are speaking, all right, whenever we are talking, we are kind of using every word because it has a logic behind it. All right, so I work full time and I study English in the evening. All of us, I think we are all doing that right now. Okay, she manages a team and she handles client relationships. Both actions are equally important and they are happening together. A logic behind it. I want to speak more but I feel nervous in meetings. The project is challenging, but we are making progress. The idea contracts with or limits the first idea. We are seeing this happen. Okay. Then there are complex sentences. Why we use because, if, when, although, that. Okay. I practice, like I said, I practice because I want confidence. If you practice daily, you improve. Okay. Although I'm busy, I attend classes. Because shows reason, if shows condition, when shows time. I think I want you all to write this down. Okay, this page is very important. Okay, these are common characters, you use it every time. Okay, take a moment and write this down because it'll make you understand where you need to use it exactly. Because shows reason, if shows condition, when shows time, although shows contrast, that introduces a fact or belief. Okay, I believe that practicing can make me better. I believe that practice creates progress. Although I'm busy, I attend class. Although shows contrast. Contrast matlab, what do you mean by contrast over here? ठीक है, this could happen, but this is happening in this way. There's a little bit difference, or in the entire projection. So we see this happening because now common adult errors: understanding and not criticism. These are thinking patterns, not errors, not intelligence problems. Like, if suppose, if someone, okay, that's why again I will come to the same thing, that why in MMDC we don't say grammar can make it is everything. Why? Because now, see, just imagine, okay, I'm saying over here that because shows reason. Okay, but in my understanding I did not think of a reason, so I made a mistake. That's what we do, right? Okay, so it is all about understanding, it is about logic, and that is why we say that I am teaching grammar to adults now. I want you all not to look at it as grammar, but I want you to look at it as understanding the word and the meaning and how it is placed when. Okay, so I'm going to go very fast with this again. Adult English learners often make specific, predictable mistakes. These errors happen because you're translating thinking patterns from your first language. A lot of times we've seen this in specifically Bengalis. In Bengalis, no, we are Indians, all of us, okay, we respect that. But the language, basically, what does it do? Okay, somehow in Bengalis, no, they have a problem with he and she. मतलब होता है थोड़ा बहुत. Right, Neha? ठीक है, there is no distinction between, so they make,
Yes,
when they
ma'am.
are speaking in English, they can't put gender properly, they
Mhm.
make mistakes over here. ठीक है, उनका he she is a गड़बड़. ठीक है,
Mhm.
now it's not their problem. ठीक है, I'm sorry, Neha, if you
No,
feel
no,
bad that
it's
I'm
okay. It's
addressing
okay, ma'am.
this, but we see this as a problem because they, in their language, always your first language is your main priority. Okay, you have been growing up listening to that language. Now if suddenly you're learning English and you are mistaking a he and a she, तो उसमें क्या प्रॉब्लम है? कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, इट्स ओके. Okay, it will happen. Now once I understand this difference of Bengalis making mistakes with he and she, and then we understanding English becomes logically understood, so you will not make a mistake now. Right, Neha? You will say that a boy is a he and a girl is a she. Okay, so this becomes very clear. So we understand that it is not your incapability of understanding the language, but the process of your thinking. Okay, now I've been working here. Now this sentence, a lot of people get a lot of confused with tenses. Okay, I have been working here for 5 years. Using present perfect have been for actions that started in the past and continue till now, is what we try to say when we are trying to say something. Now, what do I mean by this? Okay. Yes, we will for sure, OP, send a recording of this meeting. I hope, Hina, yeah,
Yes,
kindly
please,
just
I'm
share.
recording this session.
All right. So now, when I see that I have been working for 5 years, what do you mean by that? What are you trying to say? That मैं पहले भी काम कर रहा था 5 साल पहले, मैं अभी भी काम कर रहा हूँ और मैं कंटिन्यू करूंगा. ठीक है, I have been working for the past 5 years. This sentence is telling you what is exactly happening. Okay, how does it tell you exactly what is happening? With these words like have, been. Okay, when you add it, forget the word present perfect tense. इसको यूज ही मत करो ना, क्यों इतना दिमाग डालना है वहां पर? Your idea is that you have to show in your sentence that you have started and you're still continuing, the logic behind it. So how will you say it in English? I have been working since 5 years, or I've been working here for 5 years. Okay, I have been playing hockey since 10 years. Okay, Hina has been working for MMDC for many years. Okay, Hayat has been working for MMDC for, let's say, these many years. I'm trying to show my duration. All right, and that is how I this is how I can do it. So we will understand the patterns, and this will help us understand the language better. Building your confidence, putting it all together: a simple sentence, a compound sentence, and a complex sentence. Okay, how do I write a simple sentence? If it is a statement, it is complete. Okay, when I add connecting ideas like and, but, so, I make it a compound sentence because I'm trying to express two things happening. Okay, how does the sentence become complex? I want to improve my English and practice daily because it helps in my career. Now, this became a complex sentence where there is a main idea, plus there's a supporting reason, and then it is sophisticated and very clear to understand. All right. This is what is called a complex sentence. When you are trying in everything, you're just showing in the entire sentence, you're being able to say the complete thing. All right. Remember this always: you're not bad at English, you just need structure. Okay. Structure creates clarity, clarity creates confidence, confidence creates fluency. You have everything you need to succeed. Now practice these structures daily and watch your English transform. Isn't this the answer we all want? This is what that we've been looking for,
Very
right?
badly.
Very badly. So,
Yeah.
all right. Thank you, Naveen, for adding here. It just makes me feel so much better when I'm just talking, and someone says something, just makes me feel better. All right. So, yes. So you're not bad at English. I'm saying this again. You just need structure. You're not bad at communication. You just need to follow the structure, the pattern. When you start thinking that way, okay, your language becomes clearer. You become a better communicator. Okay, so structure creates clarity. I don't know how many of y'all, it just came to my mind right now. We've all heard that discipline is very important in life. You know, discipline helps you succeed in life. Okay, people who are incapable, or let's say that they are not very intelligent, but I have seen that if people are disciplined, okay, if they have a structure to their routine, they can do anything and everything. Okay, so that discipline is very important. And similarly over there, like in life you need discipline, in English you need structure. It just builds clarity. It does make a lot of difference. So, moving forward, I to this I just we've done here. Now, what I want to do is I just how much time do I have in my hands right now? Could you please tell me? I could not.
Ma'am, approx 15 minutes. We can extend
Okay,
it.
all right, 15 minutes, and thank you so much.
Then
And
we'll
now, what
wind
I'm
up.
going to do, yeah, we will wind up because I don't want to make this very long. And okay, now I'm just going to change my screen and I'm going to take you all to this very, very basic. You may think this is. Now, see, you all can see my screen. Is it changed?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. Now, see, what I have over here is what I've done is that I have created a number of sentences I've put over here, but I haven't arranged them. Okay, so one by one in my activity, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask all my learners to just put on their cameras, or rather just be ready and pick up one sentence and arrange it for me, and you will see that how these words start creating meanings. Yeah, make sense, everyone? Who's ready and up for it?
You can just raise your hand or you can just unmute.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
we have, yes, Ragumaya, please. Um, you can unmute and
Okay,
yes,
let me just ask one by
all
one.
yes, please ask. Now, the first one, I have tea. I drink morning every.
Okay, Lagusa, we'll start with you.
Yes, please just arrange this sentence into a meaningful sentence and let me know.
I drink tea every morning.
Every morning. Yes. Anyone else? Come on,
Neha.
Raghu sir. Next sentence for you as again.
She goes school by she
She.
goes school by bus.
Yes, she goes school by bus. Okay. Neha,
Children are
I
playing
since your
outside.
children are playing outside. Yes.
Uh,
Ma'am,
But
first
Yes.
one
I
I have
have a
confused
doubt
because,
actually.
Yes. OP saying something. Yes, OP.
yeah, ma'am, with drink, I take tea in the morning, na? Or
I
drink
d-
only for water. I think.
no. Any liquid. Every liquid you drink, OP.
Okay,
You
okay.
drink juice, you drink tea, and you drink coffee.
Means,
Okay.
okay, I drink tea every morning. Is it right, na?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Okay. Next one you want to try, OP, number four?
Number four, he was late today.
Yes. Can I also say today he was late?
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Today.
Now, if I say that,
Yeah,
is
yeah,
it
of
wrong?
course.
No,
No, no, it is
not
also
wrong.
right.
Right. So, next
It's a correct
sentence.
sentence, madam.
Yes.
Is
I am reading a
it
book.
correct sentence?
Hmm. Okay. Mr. Raghu, you can jump to the sixth one.
He always
Can I
wakes up
try?
early.
Yes,
He
Nidhi, sir, over
He
to you.
always wakes up early.
He wakes up
he always
early.
wakes up
Wake up
early.
early.
है ना?
Yeah.
Now see what we are seeing over here is that these are words. Words are
Yeah.
meaningless until unless arranged in a sentence clearly.
Can say that it is always he wakes up early.
Yes. The seventh one. Dinner cooking is my
Yes,
mother my.
Can I try, ma'am? But I
How will
cannot
you
my
arrange
camp.
this one?
Yes,
Ma'am,
Dev.
actually, ma'am, I cannot my camp open. I cannot my camp open because it is I am from laptop, so it cannot be open right
Okay,
now.
Dev.
No problem. Just answer.
What question, ma'am?
Dinner cooking is mother my. How will you
Number
arrange this
seven.
into a
What?
meaningful sentence?
Seven number na.
Yes.
Your mother is cooking. Children.
Yes,
My
Dev.
my
Seven number.
mother is cooking dinner,
Yes, my mother is cooking dinner. Okay.
and eight
Next.
number.
Next.
Today
Hmm.
today I feel happy.
Great. Awesome. Very nice. Okay.
So,
Next one.
Pradeep, Shashikant, Samitra.
Anyone. Come on, Shashikant. Anyone who wants to
ma'am.
Anushka.
Eight.
understand.
He works in an office.
Yes, she works. He,
He
he,
works.
he
He
works
works in office.
in
He
an
works
office.
in an
Full
office.
stop. Yes. Okay. Number 10.
I am learning English.
But I
I'm
am learning
learning.
English.
Very good.
English.
Next. Anyone else?
What is this?
I think it is a good idea.
Hmm?
I think it is a good
I
idea.
I think
I think it is a
yeah.
good idea.
Good idea.
Very nice. Okay.
She felt nervous before interview.
Awesome. She felt nervous
Before the
before
interview.
Before interview.
before
Interview.
interview. Very nice. Next.
Before the interview.
I
I agree
agree.
with you completely.
I
Yeah,
I
yeah.
very
completely agree
nice.
with you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I agree with you completely. I completely agree with
Agree
you.
with you.
English
Okay.
learning is difficult but useful.
Yeah, exactly. English learning is difficult but
But useful.
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 Okay. Over here.
Really difficult, Raghu sir.
He was happy with the result.
He was happy with the result. Yes.
I
Okay.
feel confidence now speaking.
No, arrange
How
it again.
I feel confidence now speaking. Speaking now.
I,
Now I feel confidence.
I, no, I
Now I
feel,
feel confident.
I feel
I feel,
Speaking.
confidence.
I feel confident speaking now. Is that fine? Now,
Yeah.
Now I
I
feel confidence.
now I no, it is I speaking. So you have to make sure that I feel
Yeah.
confident speaking now. That's the correct one.
Speaking confidently.
Okay? Yes. All right. My seventh one.
I want to share my opinion.
I feel speaking confident.
Seventh
I
one.
want I want to share my opinion.
I want to share my opinion. Yeah, correct?
Yes.
Okay, come on. This one.
I am afraid of
I am
mistake.
afraid of making mistake.
Making
Yes,
mistake.
I'm afraid of making mistake.
Making mistake.
Hmm? This one?
Daily practice is important. Daily
Daily
practice is
practice is
important.
important. Yes. I can also say practice is important daily. Yes.
Yes.
All right. So we see over here that we are still we can there are always ways of structuring a sentence and it is fine. Now this one, tenth one.
I want to speak clearly.
Yes, I want to speak clearly. Now this is slightly complex. Who wants to attempt it first?
I want to speak clearly.
ए पढ़ेल ते
No,
ते
no,
बाहर
this
लेके
one.
इसको मार.
All thought. Tired.
Although he was tired, he kept walking.
Yes, nice one. Number two. Right, this gets a little interesting because it gets a little difficult. Decision carefully before making, consider the consequences must you. Before making
You,
decisions,
you must consider
you must,
consequences
yes, you
before
must
you
consider the
making decisions.
consequences. Yeah, little tricky, but
You must
possible.
consider consequences carefully before making decisions.
Yes, you can say it both ways. Right? So it is all about arranging these words in a
Consider the consequences before making decisions.
yes. See? You see one sentence, three different ways of saying it? Absolutely. Come, let's do the third one. We're just going to do two more and then that's it.
Ma'am, can I try third one?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
He
please.
arrived later because the traffic was heavy.
Yes, come on. Dave, try the third one.
She, she was arrived late because heavy traffic.
She arrived. She was nahi. She arrived late because
Because
or
the
because
traffic was heavy.
because the traffic was heavy.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Ma'am, can I do I also? I arrived at traffic because heavy was a lane.
No, no, wrong.
No, no, wrong.
Hmm. Opportunity missed did he that regret later he.
Hmm.
He regret that his opportunities.
Hmm.
You can't, but you have to use the same words. Neha, you're adding your words. You can't add words. You have to make sure that you use the words which are given.
He regret that
Hmm.
no, no, he regret
Yeah.
that he missed the opportunity later. No, 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 it's wrong.
It's okay. It's okay. Yes. He regret that he miss the opportunity
Later.
later, or later he
आपण थांबायचं
regret
कुठे तरी.
that he missed
त्याला
the
क्वेश्चन हे पण
opportunity.
लवकर
Hmm.
राहू दे नंतर काढतो आपण
Anyone? Naveen?
I
Shashikant?
feel it's a question, ma'am. Did he regret
Hmm.
that he missed the opportunity?
Later, did he regret that he missed the opportunity?
Yeah.
Later, did he
Re-
regret that
he-
he missed
Opportunity.
opportunity? Yes, but if this would was the meaning, then it would be missed. He
Huh.
missed the opportunity, but there's no missed. There's just miss. Okay. Come on, I'm going to make this. This one has to just be a question mark for now. That you all can just think over it. The fifth one. Time finish enough. Not there was the task two.
There was not enough
There
time to
was
complete.
Enough
there
time to
was
finish the work.
The task. Yes. All right. So, like I said, that I have many, but I just don't have that much time. Okay, and I really, really want
Ma'am, can
to
you
make.
post this in an MMDC group also?
Yes, I am. All the people over here, I'm going to send you all a worksheet of this. And this is going to be an activity for everyone. All right. Okay, Hina, all the people over here who have attended this session, okay, they can do this activity and get back to me. And I will send you the corrected sentences also. I'll send you more because this will help you practice and become better.
So
So
yes,
it
thank
was
you.
today was this amazing session, which was all about understanding English, understanding sentences, and understanding how much clarity matters. Okay, how you can arrange your words in a very efficient way to sound confident, to sound better, to sound clear. Okay, so we spoke
Madam,
about this today.
madam,
Yes.
shall I ask you a question, madam?
Yes.
She works in sales.
Hmm.
She is working in sales. What is the
Yes.
logical difference between these two?
The logical, she works in sales. Okay, when we are saying, we are talking about, when we say works in sale, we are talking about present tense. She works in
वो वायरिंग चूहा काटता
sales.
है ना तो उसके लिए
When
एक
we
जाली
say
लगा
she
देना
is
है तो
working
उसको
in
Question
sales,
of tense, madam,
hmm,
actually. So what
हाँ
is the
the
understanding
difference
level?
is in tense way, the difference is that something which is
अपनी
happening
ऐसी
right
भी
now
निकल रही है
and
इधर
something
उधर है
that has been happening. Okay, when I say she is working in sales, I'm trying to say that she was working before also, and now also she's continued to work. Okay, I'm not talking about a specific time, I'm talking about something which is a duration. Okay, so what the question that you're asking me, if I talk in English grammar way, you're talking about simple present sentence and a present perfect continuation, which we are talking about. Okay, so in grammar this is how we look at it, and logically how I look at it is that she is doing something right now. I'm trying to tell you that she is working in sales. Let's say that before this she was working in HR, or she was working in accounts, or she was working in something else. But when you change the sentence and say she is working in sales, I'm trying to tell you that she was before also she was working in sales, now also she's working in sales. Understood, Raghu Maya sir?
Yes, madam.
Okay, this is the difference between when we are adding an ing to a verb. When we add a ing, we are trying to show a continuation. Okay, and when we say she works, we are trying to just show the present. All right. So this is the slight difference and the most important thing in tenses. In tenses, people think that we are talking about time, but we are also talking about logic. We are also talking about adding information. We are also talking about being more clearer. Because in English, we don't mention time, we mention tense. As in, we mention the logic of that sentence. Okay, so once if we when we have a class on tenses, Ragumaya, we will be discussing this in depth, that how a different tense shows a different time. Okay, and how it is logically applied, so that even if you forget these fancy names like present continuous and past continuous and present perfect tense and all that, we don't need to remember all that. We just need to remember the logic behind it, and then we can apply it, and that's it. Correct?
Okay, so
Yes,
yes, thank you so much, Hayat ma'am, for conducting this beautiful session. So let's hear something from Amit sir. Amit sir, if you're available.
Yeah, I was just noting a lot of points. I think this is one of the best grammar classes I've attended. I've
Okay.
always hated grammar classes since my schooling days. I've hated the Red Book, Hayat, Ren and Martin, and thanks so much for bringing this up in a very different style. Basically, for corporates, yes, corporates, working executives, it's logical grammar, so people can understand the logic. First in my entire life, I have heard that subject is who, verb is where, and object is what. So who, where, what. So if you have this who, where, what in a sentence, the sentence gets completed. I guess this method of teaching should percolate down to the schools and colleges, and then grammar will become interesting to learn. People will have a passion for learning. People will develop that learning, that love for English, which is now somewhere is declining. The way you just completed the sentence wherein you said that subject, verb, and object, if you can just satisfy with the logic, and then rest of the grammar will be fill in the blanks. When a teacher teaches in this particular way, when the teacher makes the students understand that this is easy peasy lemon squeezy, students also feel a lot more confident in their particular lessons. And amazingly, you're already helping Neha by writing stories, by helping her write stories. And I guess she's also developing a lot of skills. And trust me, the activities that you showed were kind of subconscious English. We already know a lot of English just by looking at the jumbled sentences. When I was trying to solve it out, it was all kind of subconsciously clear to me. So English is something that you do with a lot of practice, and it happens. So I think these sessions which Hayat is now conducting is for the corporates. The only thing which I'm missing over here is the attendance. I'm really not happy with the attendance. Look at the drop in the attendance. Hayat, we've been mentioning it multiple number of times. Let us keep it short. It's 45-minute session only, not stretch it beyond it, and we'll have it only on Saturdays to start with. So people, just all of you who have attended the session, pass this message to everybody that this is an amazing session, a new way of looking at grammar, an easy way of looking at grammar, learning a lot and growing together with MMDC. Thank you, Hayat, for conducting the session. And now it's time for Hina to give the vote of thanks to everybody who has attended this meeting and who has learned a lot. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So first of all, I would like to thank Hayat ma'am for conducting this beautiful session where we have learned about morphemes, how to think clearly, how to frame sentence effectively. Really grateful for your clarity and energy you brought in, ma'am. And thank you all for joining this session. As Amit sir already said, that we'll keep on conducting this session. I request all of you to please drop your feedbacks in MMDC group that how was this session, so other will also know about this session. And thank you all for joining this meet. We'll meet again. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
thank
Thank you
you,
so much
thank you,
for
madam. Definitely,
Thank
we
you
will
all.
do it.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Neha.
Should I give you a rating right now or later?
Drop your feedback in
Yeah,
Oh,
you can always drop your feedback in the chat or the family group, and just try to encourage people so that more people can take more benefit from these sessions. It will be
Ma'am,
great. Yeah.
one thing I just want to know that in my story there was I know many mistakes is there, but you told me on that time that some story is already just like a finish and another story is started. So I don't understand. I didn't get that one. I need to know about
Let's
more.
let's talk about that exactly, because we will talk upon the context of the matter, and then I will tell you exactly what your question is where, so that I can give you a better answer to it.
Uh,
Okay. Okay, Neha, we'll talk about that in our class, yeah, on the phone or
okay,
something.
okay, ma'am. Okay.
All right. Anyone else wants to say anything? I think that's it. We are all okay, done. All right, Neha, bye bye. See you. I'll just bye.